chasing him in a car. To follow quickly in order maybe to apprehend or stop the individual. But the key thing to remember is you can always look up the meaning of the words. It's the pronunciation that when you look up a word, you won't necessarily see. So it's important that you work and practice pronunciation. It makes the whole difference in what you say to people if you're speaking English. And it's shh and check. Please check with me before you leave. Okay. You should go to see the doctor tomorrow. You have an appointment at 10 o'clock. You should leave at 9:30 to be on time. You should. Those are things that if you have time, and I'm just saying a few minutes a day, I'm not talking about 3 hours, so don't think you have to stay up till midnight doing it. But maybe 10 or 15 minutes when you have time, not doing much, just practice the pronunciations. It means a whole difference, because when you go to speak to somebody in English someplace in Hong Kong or San Francisco or whatever, it'll make it a lot more pleasant for you. Shh. Quiet. Quiet. Same type of meaning. Okay. Okay. Well, there we have it. Well, here we'll here's another sound that is common in English. Just to and these again are words that have to be finished. Wind. 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 Remember, there's another word that is something totally different. This is wind. Wind. Wine. It can be very tricky close. Do you want a glass of wine, or did you say wine? Wine. I said wine. Wine. Yeah, that's why. And remember, it doesn't have to be wine. It's just wine. Just a tad. But it has to be there, otherwise somebody may think you're talking about wine, where there's no dip. There's the difference. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. Bind. Bind. Find. Find. Kind. Kind. Mind. Mind. Good, yeah. Just get that little bit of a D there. Of course, this is a different word sometimes. What other word is this? Wine. It's wine, but then it's... Wine. What would be another pronunciation of this word? Wind. 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 Yeah. Wind.
When I was a young lady, I studied wind.
Right, wind. Obviously, the same spelling, but you're talking about two totally different ideas. The wind would be the blowing, blowing, blowing of the air that's rushing. Oh, and it's very windy today. It's very windy today. And wind would be to turn something, like I'm going to wind up the clock. Wind. Or another way to use it is in a different way with wine, is to wind up the meeting. what would that mean? I'm going to wind up the meeting.
To end the
Yeah,
meeting.
to end the meeting, it's coming to its end. They are, what are they doing in there that, oh, they are winding up the meeting. In other words, they're coming to the end of the meeting, the conference or whatever it happens to be. Wind up the meeting. Bind is to tie it together, yeah, bind, you know, bind the arms or bind the hands or something like that. Bind, to tie together, define, yeah, locate. Were you able to find your keys? Oh, yes, I did, they were on the table in the kitchen. Find, to locate, to go look for a certain item, whatever it happens to be. Kind,
Merciful.
merciful, very accommodating, very pleasant, very open, and helpful to everybody. He is a very kind man. He helps, he accommodates, he looks out for the safety of other people. Very kind man. Mind,
Our thinking, yes.
mind, yeah, your mental state process, your mind.
Open mind.
Well, yeah, what is an open mind? An open mind.
Kind people and open people.
Well, an open mind is not to have a closed mind, in a sense. What that means is that you are agreeable to consider all factors, like agreeable to consider all ideas, not just have an idea and this is all we're going to talk about today. There will be nothing else. Ooh. He's very closed-minded on today's lesson. But to be open-minded would be to say, oh, well, what do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about A, B, C, D? Wow. And he's very open-minded. He's very easy to talk with, and he has, you can have all kinds of different views, and he will listen to each and every one. Very open-minded.
So we can use narrow-minded, also narrow-mind.
Oh, yeah.
Narrow-mind, close-mind, same.
Well, narrow would be not so much closed as very narrow. In a sense that narrow, N-A-R-R-O-W, you could have a wide road, a very open mind, so to speak. You could have a closed road, which would be like this, and then you could have a narrow road. Narrow and closed, you could almost say they're the same. He's very narrow-minded. In other words, he's almost closed-minded to the point where he doesn't want to hear anything, but he'll listen for a couple minutes, but you're not going to change his mind. You're not going to change. He's very narrow-minded. He's totally focused on it. It's pretty close to the closed. You could say narrow-minded, closed-minded. Any, do you mind if excuse me, do you mind if I leave the room for 10 minutes? No, go ahead. Do you mind? Do you care? Does it bother you? Do you mind if I do this or do that? No. Or, never mind. Never mind, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it, I'll do it. Whatever it is. Never mind, I'll do it. Something like that. So there are obviously many different words that can be attached to mind. Not just, many open, narrow, closed.
Mind can you to the people you good mind. Can you the people say I say you good mind, you good mind very good heart say.
To have a good heart?
Good
ใจ
mind.
ดีไม่ใช่ใคร
Well, no, I wouldn't say a good mind and a good heart would be absolutely the same. To be good-hearted means to be kind, in a sense. Kind, not to be good-hearted. He's always trying to help and do the right thing. Very kind and helpful. He's a good-hearted person.
very fine person.
To have a good mind would be to be intelligent, I think, more so that you can have a good mind and not be such a nice guy. You can have a good mind and not be kind.
Good man, but not be kind.
It's possible you could be a very intelligent person and be not so nice. There's people out there like that too.
Also,
Do you mind if I ask you a question? No, I don't mind. Things like that. Any questions about, any other questions about the words? Any questions?
ใช้แต่ใช้ได้
Oh, fine.
แค่ผู้ชายเนี่ย
Fine would be to tie up or tie together.
ก็ใจดีใจดี
ความเมตตาความเมตตา
To bind up would be to take two or three different things and tie them all together. Bind. Yeah. Or to be, what does it mean to be in bind? In a bind. It means to be in a very difficult place. A tight, I can't do anything. I'm really in a bind. I need some help. I'm in a bind. To bind, to tie up together, or to tie together. He was, you could, and the past tense was bound, B-O-U-N-D. The police found the man. The police found the man lying on the floor, bound hand and foot. In other words, he was on the floor, tied, hands tied together, and feet tied together. So the comment was, what did the police find when they walked into the room? Oh, when they walked into the room, they found the man on the floor, bound hand and foot. Tied together, hand and foot. Have you ever been bound hand and foot?
No.
No, not yet, okay. Not yet, right, okay. Maybe tomorrow.
No, never. Yesterday we said not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, any other questions? When we're talking about the weather, but wine when we're talking about the clock or something that has to be turned and wound and wound and wound. Morning. Any other questions about these words?
No, very, very,
Okay,
very, clearly.
clearly? Okay. Clearly, like windy. Remember, wine with a D and wine with no D are two different things. What does it mean? What does it mean to
Eating and eating.
wine and dine?
Yes. Dine means to eat, and wine is alcohol. Some alcohol. Yes.
Yeah, well, right, but, yeah,
Some party in which you have dine and wine both.
to wine and dine means, yeah, well, of course, it means to eat
Yes.
food and to drink the beverage, the wine. But to wine and dine means to entertain someone. To entertain somebody would be to take them out, to go to dinner, and then maybe have at a nice restaurant and everything like that, and then wine and dine. So I wined and dined her. I took her to dinner, and we had a nice dinner at the restaurant, stuff like that, to wine and dine.
So how to use in a sentence wine and dine?
What?
How to use in a sentence.
Oh. I understand that you're taking out Miss Jones tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I intend to wine and dine her tomorrow at the restaurant